A parliamentary cabinet system, often referred to as a parliamentary system, is a type of democratic governance where the executive branch derives its legitimacy from and is accountable to the legislature, parliament. Here, I'll outline the main advantages of this system, providing a comprehensive understanding within a 30-minute discussion frame. Strong link between executive and legislature. In a parliamentary system, the executive branch, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, is directly drawn from the legislature. This ensures a strong, intrinsic connection between the legislative and executive branches. The Prime Minister is typically the leader of the majority party in the Parliament, ensuring coherence in policy making and implementation. Policy implementation. With the executive being part of the legislature, policies and laws can be implemented more effectively and swiftly, as the executive can ensure the support of the legislative majority. Legislative support. Since the Prime Minister and the Cabinet members are from the majority party or coalition, they usually have the necessary support to pass legislation. Accountability and responsiveness. The parliamentary system promotes accountability and responsiveness to public concerns due to the following mechanisms. Confidence motions. The executive remains in power only as long as it retains the confidence of the majority in the parliament. A vote of no confidence can force the government to resign, ensuring that the executive remains accountable to the parliament. Question time. Regular sessions where members of parliament can question the Prime Minister and cabinet members, increasing transparency and responsiveness to public issues. Collective responsibility. The concept of collective responsibility holds that all cabinet members must publicly support all governmental decisions made in cabinet, even if they do not privately agree with them. This ensures a unified and coherent executive policy. The parliamentary system is inherently more flexible than a presidential system in several ways. Leadership change. The Prime Minister can be replaced without a general election, allowing for leadership changes without significant disruption. This can stabilize governance during times of crisis or when the leadership is ineffective. Coalition building. In situations where no single party has a majority, coalition governments can be formed. This encourages cooperation and broad representation in governance. Reduced deadlock. A significant advantage of the parliamentary system is the reduction in political deadlock that can often paralyze governance. Unified executive legislature. Since the executive is part of the legislature, there is less risk of a standoff between these branches of government, unlike in presidential systems where the executive and legislature can be controlled by different parties. Majority rule. The ruling party or coalition's ability to pass legislation without significant opposition ensures smoother governance and less legislative gridlock. Representative and inclusive governance. Parliamentary systems often lead to more representative and inclusive governance. Proportional representation. Many parliamentary systems use proportional representation in elections, leading to a more accurate reflection of the electorate's preferences in the legislature. Minority representation. Coalition governments often include smaller parties, ensuring that a broader range of interests and viewpoints are represented in governance. Focus on policy over personality. The parliamentary system encourages a focus on policies rather than individual personalities. Party leadership. The focus tends to be on the party's platform rather than the charisma or personal appeal of a single leader, as the Prime Minister is the leader of the majority party. Regular oversight. Continuous parliamentary oversight ensures that policies and their impacts are constantly reviewed and debated, fostering a more policy-driven governance environment. Crisis management. Parliamentary systems are often better equipped to handle political crises. Rapid response. The executive can be replaced quickly without a general election, allowing for rapid response to political or governmental crises. Stability through continuity. The ability to form coalition governments or replace leaders without dissolving the entire parliament provides continuity and stability. Conclusion. The parliamentary cabinet system offers several advantages, such as a strong connection between the executive and legislature, heightened accountability and responsiveness, greater flexibility and stability, reduced legislative deadlock, more representative governance, a focus on policy over personality, and effective crisis management. These attributes collectively contribute to efficient and stable governance, capable of addressing and adapting to the changing needs and challenges of society. The Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha are two of the most important institutions in India's parliamentary democracy. Let's start with the Lok Sabha. Composition: the Lok Sabha, also known as the House of the People, is the lower house of India's parliament. It is composed of representatives elected by the people through direct elections. Members: the maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is fixed at 552 members. Out of these, 530 members represent the states, up to 20 members represent the Union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the President to represent the Anglo-Indian community, if it is felt that they are not adequately represented. Term: members of the Lok Sabha are elected for a term of 5 years, unless the House is dissolved earlier. Speaker: the Lok Sabha elects its Speaker who presides over the sessions of the House. The Speaker is responsible for maintaining order and decorum in the House. Functions: the Lok Sabha plays a crucial role in the legislative process. It is involved in making laws, discussing and passing the budget, and exercising control over the executive through various mechanisms such as question hour, debates, and parliamentary committees. Representation: the Lok Sabha is meant to represent the diversity of India's population, with members elected from different states and union territories. Powers: it has the power to introduce and pass bills, amend the constitution, discuss matters of national importance, and hold the executive accountable through various mechanisms such as questions, debates, and no-confidence motions. Importance: as the directly elected House of Parliament, the Lok Sabha is considered the more powerful house compared to the Rajya Sabha. It reflects the will of the people and is instrumental in shaping the policies and laws of the country. Overall, the Lok Sabha serves as the primary forum for representing the interests and concerns of the Indian people, making it a vital component of India's democratic framework. The Lok Sabha is the lower house of the Indian Parliament and holds significant importance in the country's democratic framework. Here's a comprehensive overview of its importance. Representative of the people, the Lok Sabha represents the citizens of India. Members of Parliament, MPs, are elected from various constituencies across the country through general elections, ensuring that the diverse voices and interests of the populace are heard and represented in the legislative process. Lawmaking: one of the primary functions of the Lok Sabha is to enact laws. MPs introduce bills, discuss them, and vote on their passage. This legislative process is crucial for shaping policies and regulations that govern the nation. Executive oversight: the Lok Sabha exercises oversight over the executive branch of the government. It holds the Council of Ministers accountable through mechanisms such as question hour, debates, and discussions. This ensures transparency, accountability, and efficiency in the functioning of the government. Budget approval: the Lok Sabha has the exclusive power to approve the budget presented by the government. This includes scrutinizing the budgetary allocations for various sectors and ensuring that public funds are utilized effectively for the welfare and development of the country. Representation of states: while the Lok Sabha represents the entire country, it also ensures the representation of states based on their population. The number of seats allocated to each state is determined by its population size, ensuring proportional representation and giving voice to the concerns of different regions. Formation of government: the party or coalition with the majority of seats in the Lok Sabha forms the government. The Prime Minister, along with the Council of Ministers, derives its legitimacy and authority from the support of the majority in the Lok Sabha. Thus, the Lok Sabha plays a crucial role in determining the political leadership of the country. Lok Sabha. Thus, the Lok Sabha plays a crucial role in determining the political leadership of the country. Constitutional amendments: any amendment to the Constitution of India requires the approval of both houses of Parliament, including the Lok Sabha. Since the Lok Sabha represents the will of the people, its consent is essential for making changes to the fundamental law of the land. Voice of the people, the Lok Sabha serves as a platform for the expression of diverse opinions, ideas, and concerns of the citizens. MPs act as the voice of their constituents, raising issues, debating policies, and advocating for their interests within the parliamentary forum. Symbol of democracy, as the lower house of parliament, the Lok Sabha symbolizes the principles of democracy, including popular sovereignty, equality, and pluralism. Its functioning reflects the democratic ideals of participation, deliberation, and decision-making by elected representatives. Checks and balances, the Lok Sabha, along with the Rajya Sabha, the upper house, provides a system of checks and balances in the legislative process. It ensures that laws are thoroughly scrutinized, debated, and refined before enactment, preventing any arbitrary exercise of power. In conclusion, the Lok Sabha is integral to India's democratic system, playing a pivotal role in lawmaking, governance, and representation. Its significance lies in its ability to reflect the will of the people, uphold democratic values, and contribute to the nation's progress and development. The Rajya Sabha, or the Council of States, is one of the two houses of the Indian Parliament, the other being the Lok Sabha, or House of the People. While the Lok Sabha represents the people of India, the Rajya Sabha represents the states and territories of the country, thus embodying the federal character of India's political system. Here's a comprehensive look at the importance of the Rajya Sabha. Representation of states. The Rajya Sabha ensures that the states and union territories have a voice in the central government. Members of the Rajya Sabha are not directly elected by the people but are chosen by the elected members of the state legislative assemblies. This indirect election method allows for a diverse representation of various regions and communities within the states. Continuity and stability. Unlike the Lok Sabha, which is subject to dissolution every 5 years, the Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. Only 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years, ensuring continuity and stability in the functioning of the House. This also allows for the retention of experienced members who provide valuable insights and expertise. Revisionary powers. The Rajya Sabha acts as a revising chamber for legislation proposed by the Lok Sabha. It reviews bills passed by the lower house, offering a second opinion on their content and potential impact. This revisory role helps in ensuring that laws are scrutinized thoroughly and are in the best interest of all stakeholders. Representation of intellectuals and experts. The President of India can nominate individuals with expertise in various fields such as literature, science, art, and social service to the Rajya Sabha. This provision ensures that the House benefits from the knowledge and experience of eminent personalities who may not have a political background but can contribute significantly to the legislative process. Federal character. The Rajya Sabha plays a crucial role in maintaining the federal structure of the Indian polity. It acts as a forum for the states to discuss matters of national importance, raise concerns related to state autonomy, and participate in decision-making processes that affect their interests. This helps in fostering cooperation and coordination between the central and state governments. Constitutional amendments. Certain constitutional amendments require the support of both houses of parliament, including a special majority in the Rajya Sabha. As a result, the Rajya Sabha plays a pivotal role in the amendment process, ensuring that proposed changes to the Constitution undergo thorough deliberation and receive widespread consensus. Impeachment proceedings. The Rajya Sabha has the exclusive power to initiate impeachment proceedings against the President of India, Vice President of India, judges of the Supreme Court, and judges of the High Courts. This responsibility underscores the House's role in upholding the principles of accountability and judicial independence. Overall, the Rajya Sabha serves as an essential component of India's parliamentary democracy, contributing to the legislative process, safeguarding the interests of states, and upholding the principles of federalism and constitutionalism. Its unique composition and functions make it indispensable in ensuring a balanced and representative governance system in the country. The Indian Parliament holds immense importance in the country's democracy. It serves as the supreme legislative body and plays a pivotal role in shaping India's political landscape, governance, and policy framework. Here's a detailed description of its significance. Legislative authority. The Parliament is entrusted with the responsibility of enacting, amending, and repealing laws across various domains, including social, economic, and political spheres. It consists of two houses, the Lok Sabha, House of the People, and the Rajya Sabha, Council of States. Both houses together form the legislative branch of the Indian government. Representation of diverse voices. The Lok Sabha members are directly elected by the people of India, ensuring representation of diverse voices and interests from across the country. The Rajya Sabha members are elected by the elected members of state legislative assemblies, providing representation to the states and ensuring federal balance. Accountability and oversight. Parliament exercises control over the executive branch through mechanisms such as question hour, debates, discussions, and parliamentary committees. This ensures accountability of the government to the people and fosters transparency in governance. Budgetary approval. One of the crucial functions of Parliament is the approval of the annual budget presented by the government. It scrutinizes the government's expenditure plans, allocates resources, and ensures financial discipline. Policy formulation. Parliament debates and deliberates on important national issues, policies, and programs. It provides a platform for lawmakers to express their views, propose reforms, and initiate legislative measures to address the needs and aspirations of the citizens. Constitutional functions. The Parliament performs various constitutional functions such as amending the Constitution, impeaching the President, removing judges, and declaring war or making peace.